What's up, y'all? Yeah. I figure it's been a bit and I've not talked about this thing yet, so, and I've already been through a shit ton of tires. Yeah, looks like that one's going flat again. So, when I say a ton, I have a set of brand new T1s or whatever from MBS, some black ones you see up here. Went through a round of those in the back, still had the front on, and then my boy Bao, because I got the flats like on a ride, he threw me a set of these Primo Strikers from Trampa, and these guys are actually in decent condition right now, but my fronts are about bald. I've already went through 2 of these on the back, and yeah, so actually what I have is I bought 6 of these MBS T3s in green AT tires because I like the AT stuff. So I bought 6, so I got a whole fresh set, and then I'll be able to rotate 2 freshies in on the back. But I also got 6 of these guys from over Board Dynamics, and these are street 200 by 50 wheels, so street tires and everything. I was going to get another set of hubs from MBS, and Aaron in the crew, R32 Tech, has a set that he doesn't need, so he's going to hook me up. I got some extra Pulleys, so I'm just going to have a set of street and a set of AT wheels. So today, let's go ahead and do it. I am going to start taking the wheels off. We're going to take them off, and I'll just tell you about the board and then roll over some B-roll while I'm doing it and see where we go. So let's do it. This is an MBS Comp 95 deck, and I got it on Craigslist. I was wanting to make a board, and I actually started looking into mountain boards about 2.5 years ago. So it was a while ago. And I went out and I got the board. I want to say it was about like maybe $100, and you know, I figured that wasn't too bad for what I was getting, and I was happy to pay that. And so I drove down to get it. I believe it was like down in Renton or something like that. And then it sat there in the garage for about 2 years, you know. Derby Day stuff picked up. So I was doing all of the Derby Day stuff, and then I started doing the Ambassador stuff for Boosted. And doing the Ambassador stuff for Boosted, I didn't do as much other things, you know. I was focused on Boosted and promoting Boosted as a brand and doing Boosted events primarily, and I just didn't have time to do all that stuff. So I got the board, and it had some different hubs on it. The hubs that it had were these MBS hubs here. And it is a 2.8 by 2.5-4 tire. I mean, it's basically about like a 9-inch, but it's odd. I don't know. It's 2.8, whatever. The hubs don't match up good, and they don't have any good pulleys for it. There were some options I had, but then getting wheels after the fact for that, like any replacements, were going to be more expensive, and I wouldn't have had a variety. So I just went ahead and went with different hubs. So we did that. The other thing is, this has MBS Matrix trucks on it, which was great, and more stuff about that. So let me set this guy off to the side and grab my Allen wrenches, and let's get taking this stuff apart so we can swap out these tires. So Adam in our local crew, he's a builder. He builds 4 subsonic decks. He had a partnership with them, I think, for a while. Some sort of deal they worked out. Really good guy. Knows how to build boards. He hooked me up with some mounts that he found on eBay, and they're actually a really good deal. They're like $25 for some aluminum mounts, and it got me up and running. I did run into a couple of issues with them. They didn't have any idler pulleys on them, so it was hard to keep belt tension all the time. I'd have to keep the belts tight. Those wear out. I mean, it sounds like a lot, you know. I only had to board 3 or 4 weeks, but I ride a lot, so it happens. So, ended up having a problem with the crossbars stripping out on me. They were good for a minute, and then a couple of them backed out. Anyway, so I got these guys here. Yeah, John X. So John X, or however you say it, is the dude that I got my mounts from. And I got the MBS Pro Matrix mounts. And, you know, I thought I was good. That's hilarious. So these guys are actually a little bit thinner, skinnier. So the mounts that I had actually ended up being too big. Yeah, so the mounts that I had ended up being too big, the crossbars. So I reached out to Mark and told him what the issue was. He said to go ahead and mock up the drivetrain and to let him know and he'd hook it up. And so it's $50 for some custom crossbars. Okay, good. I like having my colors out, so just making sure I got everything lined up right there. Great. Ooh, those are gonna be so beautiful. So, and then, yeah, he turned them around really quick, got him over, and I got it hooked up. So, what else we got on this? I wanted to make something that was gonna be AT, and do like real AT, and not get stuck, not overheat all the time like I was having with the Evolve. Something that has really good range and everything. Speed really wasn't a concern for me, honestly. So I started out with 6354s is what I got, and that was mostly because Adam had them. And so 2 6354s on the back with 15 tooth motor pulleys and 72 tooth wheel pulleys on 8-inch AT tires, right? I'm using the Flipski 6.6 ESCs, 2 of them. And for batteries, I'm doing two 6S 12 amp hour LiPo graphenes turnkeys, and then they're in a series, so it's a 12S 12 amp hour battery. These batteries are actually really amazing. 12 amp hour, and I forget, I mean, the specs are ridiculous. I'll throw the C's and everything up here, but like, just comparatively, I can charge this thing at 70 amps. It's like the max charge rate. Not that I'd ever do that. I mean, and it's a 12 amp hour battery. 6 per piece or whatever. So I mean, I can just charge them so quick. But you know, you don't want to necessarily charge them like that all the time, so I don't. My charge setup is dope. We'll get to that. So for a battery box, I got an Apache 1800 rugged mobility, and you know, you learn a lot as you go along. I was gonna do a Pelican box, and I got a nice Pelican box, but it came out too far, and it was touching the heels of my ankles. It was touching the heels of my feet, and I didn't like that. I wanted more room, so I did end up going with a smaller box, and I just went down to Harbor Freight. Good for crap like that, not good for tools. Man, don't buy tools at Harbor Freight. They're all shit. So yeah, that's where I got the battery box from. And then I did do a Pelican Ruck R40 case in the back for the ESC. And then I did watertight wire glands for everything, because I want this to be like a Jeep. Seriously, like to that degree I want to be able to do AT, and I don't want to worry about going through a puddle or If I'm on a back trail, you know, and there's a few inches of water and I want to try to go through it, I really want to be able to do that. Yeah, I don't know why, but I do. So, next. Yeah, all of my nylon covers, I wanted to have some sort of green accents in them so that they would match the deck. So I went for some like bright greens, as you see in the back where my motors go in. I did end up upgrading eventually and going with some Flipski 6384s, and those are 190 kV, so it's really nice. I mean, here's the deal. At 190 kV, I can get a good top speed. So I think my 15 tooth, 72 tooth, 8-inch tires with those, I want to say the top speed's like 40-ish, 41, something like that. More than I need. I've hit 41 on this, and like I said, it really is more than I need. And I mean, especially for this setup, I'm more about doing AT stuff with it, and, you know. But it does have that power and that speed to be a road board like that. And then also what goes with that is just that ability to climb with those big motors. It's got that torque to where I can be at a dead standstill and hit it and just take off. So what do we get for range? You know, of course people want to know what's range on this like. Depends on how I ride it. One day I think I got over 20, and I still had like 40% left. So I think I could probably get up to maybe 25 range, because that's not accurate. But I think I could get up to 25 on it, depending on how I ride. If I'm going slower, I get better range. The ironic thing is, on the Evolve, I think if I'm on AT, I definitely get worse range. But on this, I think I get better range because I actually have to go slower with this. Oh, of course. And for a remote. Of course. Inside the Pelican R40 Ruck case, you're going to find two Flipski 6.6 FESCs. In addition to that, you're going to have the controller for the Hoyt puck coming off of those boards, and you're going to have the Bluetooth controller coming off of those boards. One other thing is I have a buck up in here so that I can power my lighting systems. So we have an LED strip along the back, which is really just for our rear tail light. It's bright red. Hopefully by the time that I'm putting this video out, I will already have my headlight. So I have a nice 6-inch LED light bar that is going to get mounted up front. Our R32 tech, Aaron, he hooked me up. He made a design for me. Kind of told him what I was looking for and described it. And in a few minutes with a quick trial and error and just sketch up and everything, we put together a pretty dope setup. And I got that over to the machinist at my office, and he is going to hook me up in his spare time and mill me one out of some lightweight aluminum. It's just going to be amazing. So I got the little switch in the back that runs to that buck, and so with the flip of the switch, the headlight and the tail light will come on, and you know, I know it's going to be running off of the onboard battery and everything, and that, you know, that's the same thing that I'm getting, like, you know, range out of, but I'm so tired of always charging extra shit, you know? And so one of the beautiful things about DIY is that you can actually make exactly what you want, and you don't have to rely on, you know, anyone else's limitations. It's all, you know, rely on anyone else's. You don't have to be held back by anyone else's limitations is what I'm trying to say. You're only held back by yourself, your limitations, your imagination, your fucking budget. And I guess your budget is both a time budget and a money budget. Because this shit can for sure get expensive. I should just leave these all off until I get them filled. So, what did I say? Hoyt puck, of course. Yeah. You know, and you know, maybe part of it is because I grew up riding boosted. You know, my younger years I was riding the boosted, and that boosted style wheel throttle is just freaking awesome, and there's nothing better. I mean, that's my opinion, and it's a fact. Whatever. So it's just really cool that Hoyt has seen the intrinsic value in that design, you know, and why it's such a great design, and that they've, you know, chosen to develop along that path and not try to go the path of recreating the wheel so that it's theirs. It's design that works, why redo it? It's also the best design, really. I mean, you know, I talk this shit again and again, probably. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you don't, why don't you? Don't you subscribe? Subscribe. But it's really the best design because your thumb is on the throttle and you're either rolling forward to go forward or you're rolling backwards to stop or to go backwards or whatever, however you have your remote programs. And you can't, I mean, you can do just about anything. So if you really try, sure, you could screw up and somehow throw yourself off the board. But it's much harder to hit the brakes if you're holding down the gas on a wheel. You know, you can always accidentally hit the brakes on the Evolve, and even some dumb shit like your trigger resets, you had some creep in your fucking whatever and you needed to reset. Why is it that dumb? Why would something be that complicated when it doesn't need to be? You know, I mean, I know I come at Evolve hard, but whatever, you know, it really is just being real with you. So anyways, where was I with all this? Just talking about how awesome the Hoyt puck is. Why did I give it a 2 for that? Okay. But, you know, what do you do? I lucked out with the last one, and these nuts stayed in the pulley. I didn't have to screw with it a bunch, but these things can be a pain just to hold everything together, you know? Probably would make sense to drop in like a dab of super glue on these damn things and just glue the nuts in. That's what really sucks when you go flat with one of these is changing it and just fearing that you'll lose one of these little nuts or something. I mean, besides the fact that you have a flat at that point. I guess that sucks about having a flat is having one. Next, where was I at? The Hoyt puck. So of course it's got the Hoyt puck, and I had Jeff hook it up with an engraving for me. Jeff hooked it up with an engraving for me. I sent over a design and they engraved it, and it's a little like Pusheen catacorn says Yeahthatperson on it. So I'm pretty stoked about it. Alright, y'all. Well, there it is. Yeah. I'm gonna go wash my hands and get ready to go hook up with Ben and catch some B-roll of this machine in action. And the foot bindings, you know. People always ask me about the foot bindings and how I feel about them, and I tell them I can't believe I like them. I do. I actually like the foot bindings. It goes against everything in my brain. I can't believe it. But yeah, I do. I actually like the foot bindings. They really help me hold on in the AT. And it's not as sketchy as I thought. So that's what's up, y'all. I'm going to go hit up Ben and we're going to go on a ride. See you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell.